Once upon a time, there was a little boy, and this little boy loved to read books, and his favorite book was this book about pirates. So he would open it up and read. Then he was thinking, ooh, what do pirates wear? I'm going to make myself a costume. And he said, you know what? I think pirates wear hats. I need a pirate hat. So he went and got some newspaper and he made his pirate hat. Arr, matey! And he put it on his head. Then he went to the backyard and he said, ooh, I could go out and I need to get a stick so I have a sword. And he did. Now, meanwhile, his mom saw him and he goes, now, son, make sure you don't go down by the river. I don't want you to get hurt or fall in. And the little boy said, okay, Mommy, I won't. But he's like, I still really like to put my captain hat on and show him my stick. So he did that and he went down. And then all of a sudden down the river, he saw a boat. There he was. He's like, oh my goodness, it's a boat. And so he jumped on the boat and you can see his little hat sticking up in the boat. And he was like, uh-oh, Mom told me not to be here. She won't mind. So anyhow, he started going down the river. And then all of a sudden, boom, he hit a rock and he got a hole in his boat. Boom, it made his hat fall off and it went boom, and he hit another rock, and and then all of a sudden, his mom is running down. She saw it out of the window, and all of a sudden, she looked on the shore, and all she could see was his shirt. And everyone started panicking. But then the origami swan came in and picked up the little boy and brought him to safety. Moral of the story here is, listen to your mommies and make sure that you are being cautious and playful, but always read and be creative. Okay, now let's slow it down and learn how to make the hat, the boat, and the swan. Oh, and don't forget the shirt. That's optional. Okay, so let's slow it down and learn how to actually fold the hat, the boat, the swan, and maybe the shirt. All right, step one, let's make the hat. You're going to fold it in half, like you're making a book. And I like to hold this secure, pull it down, and go like so. It's very important that you make your creases nice and smooth. So take your time. It's not easy folding. You got to take some time with it. Then you're going to fold it in half again. So this is the book. Okay. Pause the video if you need to get caught up. So you open up the book, and there's the boy reading it. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up with that line of symmetry right here. So I like to put my finger right here to kind of create the crease, pull it down, line it up on there, and then crease that. Now, in origami, it's very symmetrical. So what you do to one side, you want to do to the other side. Fold it down and then crease. Okay, so now you'll notice that this open side here, there's two pieces of paper. You're going to take just one and fold it up onto the hat and then crease. What you do to one side, you do to the other, but don't forget to flip the hat. All right, so then you take this and fold it up and crease. And there you have your adorable hat. I can put it on right here. It's a little small. One thing I like to do is use wrapping paper and make it larger. That's a great way. Used to use newspapers, but those are harder to come by nowadays. Now, from here, you can transform the hat into the boat. So you're going to open it, just like you're going to put it on. Open, 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 open into that diamond shape. And then notice these two little things here. You're just going to flap them in and then crease it. Now let me check my flaps on this side. Did they lay down smooth? They laid down pretty smooth. So then I'm going to crease it. Now notice it's a diamond in front of me. And these are where the flaps are. And it's the open side. That side can't be open. So the side that's open, you're going to take it and you're going to fold it back into a triangle. So from corner to corner. And then you're going to crease. Remember to pause if you need to. All right, so I creased just the one Now what you do to one side, you do to the other. So flip it over and take that diamond shape where the flaps are and fold it up. And then crease, 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 crease. Now it looks like a miniature hat, right? So you can kind of like go to put it on. It kind of looks like a miniature hat. Well, as if you're going to put it on, open it up. Open, 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 open. So here's a triangle, right? Open, and it's going to turn into a diamond, and flatten it and crease it. Okay, now this is the part in the story I forgot to add where you can put your fingers in here, and then it's like, ah, mommy, I need help, I need help. And you can draw eyes on there and put a tongue in there, and this is like just a little boop, 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 little puppet guy. Okay, sorry, back on my puppet there, but you don't have to do the puppet. Okay, so how to make the boat. You'll notice that this isn't open. You want to keep that shut. And then these two sides kind of can pull, okay? And you're going to just keep pulling, and you have to gentle because it just doesn't automatically want to do that. So gently pull, and then you're going to squash it down. And you can see that's where his little hat is in the boat from the story. And then you crease it down. And then you have your boat, and this boat will float, okay? You can fill up the sink or the bathtub and kind of put it in there. Or when it's raining out in the summer, I like to put it down the gutters of the street and watch it kind of float. It's kind of fun. Okay, so there you have your boat. Now, if you wanted to make the t-shirt story, that's where you rip off the corner because he hits a rock, rip off the corner, rip off a piece of the hat, and when you unfold it, it turns into the t-shirt. Okay, but then of course we like the good story where the swan comes in and saves him. So let's talk about how to create the swan. Okay, so here we have the swan, and the way you create the swan is you start with a standard, here's a regular piece of paper, right? And we need to turn it into a square. So to make a square, you take one side and fold it over to the other side to make a triangle so that all four sides are equal. That's a square. Now, traditionally, origami uses squares. More American is the story of the hat and the boat, using rectangular paper. So now what I want to do is I'm going to cut off that excess rectangular part of the paper. And now I have an 8.5 sized square all the way around. Now I open it up and I have it like a diamond in front of me, okay? And I have that line of symmetry. I'm going to make that a super point. And I do that by, I like to put my fingernail right there at the point, pick up the side, and this is going to line up with the middle of that line of symmetry right there. And you got to kind of hold it down. Learning how to hold these folds gets a little tricky, so just practice, practice, practice. Pause the video if you need to so that you can kind of work on folding that. Crease it down. And then over here, you've got this, and you line it up as best as you can. There you go. Oop. And then crease it. So it kind of looks like an airplane kind of fold, you know, it's super point. That's what I like to call them. Now, at this point, you're going to flip it over. Don't forget to flip it over, okay? So here it is, folded those two sides in, flip over. Now, see that line of symmetry? We're going to make a super point now. So I'm going to take the point there, and I'm going to pull in the side, and sometimes you have to kind of like help it. You got to help it along to make it do what you want it to do. And you line it up, and then crease it. And then what you do to one side, you want to do to the other side. Origami is very balanced, the yin and the yang, Japanese cultural. Okay, so you're going to take this and fold so. All right, now I have that super point. Okay, now you can kind of see here's a swan, and if I squish them, okay, this is where I'm at, right? Okay, and then it folds back, and then this folds up. So we need to get to this point. So take the neck and pull it back here, and not all the way to the end, okay? Kind of halfway to this like section there. And you're going to crease it like so. Then you're gonna take the neck and the head, not all the way to the end, about a little bit, like 1/2 inch, down to there and crease it. See that line of symmetry here though? Shoop, that's where he's at, right? Now, to make him more stand up to 3D, we're gonna fold them, keep them all tight, don't let them pop up. And we're gonna fold on that line of symmetry like this, okay? Crease it down. Now we're gonna do the pinch fold. It's where you pull it up and then you pull and pinch, okay? Pull the head up just a little bit and then pinch it where you want it to be. Now I have my 3D origami crane. Well, actually more of a swan. It's not quite the crane. Here's the crane. Little guys. These are a little bit more challenging, but after you have mastered the swan, then the crane will seem a lot simpler, and I'll show you that tutorial next. All right, everyone, I can't wait to see your boats and your hats and your swans. Get creative. Bye.